Hey, Level Up listeners, if you want to start booking five-figure weddings, then it's time to start curating a five-figure experience. Get started today with our Client Experience Bundle. Charging higher rates and booking higher quality weddings both require elevating your client experience, and our bundle is going to help you do just that. We are here to equip you with everything you need to impress your high-wealth clients and full-service wedding planners. With this guide, you are going to save yourself hours of troubleshooting and years of potential setback. Now, with this client experience bundle that we've put together for you, you're going to have everything at your fingertips to elevate your communication and your processes both pre-wedding day and post-wedding day. This bundle not only includes email templates, but it also includes a customizable proposal template and professional guides. If you're looking to upsell your clients to serve them really well without feeling salesy, we also include polished and professional templates that provide your client with a feeling that you have their best interest at heart while helping you increase your profits. One of my favorite things about this bundle is that it includes our style guide. Dressing for the occasion demonstrates to your client and the creative team that you respect their event and also showcases a team player mindset. It's truly an incredible resource. Head over to thelevelupco.com/shop and position yourself at the top of the market and grab our client experience bundle today. Hey friends, thank you so much for joining us for another conversation on the Level Up Co podcast. I'm here with my girl, Taylor. Taylor, how are you?
I'm doing so great. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. Wedding season is upon us, and so it's a good time to be alive.
I love it. I have a busy weekend, just like quickly recapping personal life things here. I'm prepping for my daughter's third birthday, which Taylor, you probably understand, and listeners, you understand when you are the undertaking of a children's birthday party can be a lot.
Yes, it absolutely can, especially if you want to do all the things. I think that there's like such a spectrum. You can either like show up to Chuck E. Cheese and have them all do it all for you, or you can do like the at home party where you're taking the wheel for literally everything for the party. And this time, you're doing all the things. And you guys, I just have to brag on Kelly's behalf. She has like the cutest like replacement for goodie bags. She got each of Sloane's little guests like custom jackets. How cute!
Yeah, yes. So we're doing well, okay, I got the idea from another mom because I don't know about you, but like getting the favors with like all the junk and trinkets, like it ends up like costing a good amount of money. And I feel like people just don't want it. Like I don't want it. So a birthday party that we went to last year, they gotten these like cute little princess dresses. It was like Disneyland themed. So I got these cute little princess dresses from Walmart and then they were all lined up on like a little clothing rack. And then the girls got to go and like pick their little dress and then like take the dress home. And it was like actually something that was like helpful for our lives, like a little dress and outfit that she could wear. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take that. So back in like Black Friday times, I saw these jean jackets that were like majorly clearanced, less than $10. So I bought like 16 of them. And then we bought the patches off of Amazon, and then we're gonna do little patches on them. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really cute. We'll do all the girls' names on the back to start, and so they can just, like, go and grab the jacket with their name, and then with their mom, they can, like, pick out which patches they want to kinda customize it. But you guys, this is a blessing and the curse of being in the events industry. We just know too much. We just know too much. So, like, it's hard for me to go, like, casual. I feel like the ideas just spiral and spiral and spiral, and now here we are doing jean jackets as a party favor.
Weddings and welcome parties and all those things definitely raise the bar for sure on like expectations. Really quickly transitioning, you guys, today's guest is so great. Kelly and I both met Josh at Kindred back in January in Palm Springs, and he sat down next to me at dinner and he started talking about how influencer marketing changed his business. And I feel like that's such like a hot topic in the wedding industry, doing celebrity weddings, influencer weddings, especially when the expectation of the influencer or celebrity is to maybe receive a discount or do work for free. So that's what we're going to be digging into today. I think this is one of those things where people are on either the side of the aisle where they're like, absolutely not, or like they're all for it. So I'm so curious to see the conversation that sparks from today's conversation. If you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe, like the video, and then drop in the comments. Would you ever consider doing a wedding for free for an influencer or a celebrity? And I want to know why or why not. I feel like that's even more interesting. So let us know. Let's get kind of a conversation going. And if you're not following us on YouTube, this is a great time to participate there. Kelly, anything else to add before we hop into the episode?
I don't think so. I'm excited to chat with Josh. He is just he's filled with like so much warmth and like joy. I feel like meeting him in Palm Springs for the first time, it felt like I have known him for years, and he just has a way to make everybody feel so seen. And so I'm excited to chat with him.
This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petrinovich.
And I'm Kelly Gilster of 618 Studios.
And we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here.
Well, Josh, welcome to the podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. Like psyched.
We're so excited to chat with you. Remind me where you're based again. Are you in New York?
Like now or like always?
Uh,
Right now,
both.
right now I'm in New York, and most of the time I'm in New York. I travel a ton. I kind of joke that my base is Delta, but it is it's been a traveling full year, last year and this year. So I live out of a suitcase, and wherever that goes, I go.
That's amazing. You do so many events everywhere. I feel like when I watch you on Instagram, you are everywhere. Just like you said, you live out of a suitcase. And for those who are not following Birch Event Design, you should be on Instagram. They do the most incredible work and honestly jaw-dropping events. So, Josh, we're excited to chat with you. We mentioned that we met you at Kindred in Palm Springs in the beginning of this year. And I was saying how you are like such a warming presence. You just make everybody feel so seen from like the way that you made me feel, and then me kind of like observing you chatting with other people. You're just really fun. So I'm so glad that you're here on the podcast with us.
That's it's nice. It's really nice to hear. I've been on the other side of it. I think I still am. You know, like being someone who suffers terribly from imposter syndrome and never really feeling like I'm the person in the room that matters. Um, I know what it feels like to not feel like you should go over to someone and say hello to someone, or you have that right. So I make an extra effort. I mean, at this point, it's natural to me, but at the beginning, at least, I make an extra effort to make sure that none of us know how anyone else in the room is going to help us succeed, and everyone needs everyone in the room to succeed. So I think it's important to really make sure everyone's seen and heard, and give everyone a shot to chat, including myself. Like people have weird perceptions of me. Like they're like, oh, you're intimidating, or oh, we can't approach you because you do this. And I'm like, guys, like calm down, like, stop it.
Calm down. Yeah. No, it's so true. I mean, I think for people who maybe are in more of those like earlier years in business and they are looking at the road ahead, from where they currently are sitting in their business to where they ultimately want to go. I think that that can be very intimidating, seeing people who kind of are living like their ultimate goal, which is honestly probably where your business is at today. I know a lot of people in our audience would absolutely love to capture weddings that you've been a part of. I feel like that's on a lot of people's vision boards, but it's so comforting to know that it's not always like a us versus them thing when it comes to networking events. Like we are really all in this industry together, and it's really refreshing, I think, when people, especially at your level, approach it in a way that's more welcoming, than others may approach it, if that makes sense.
It makes so much sense. I mean, think about it. I can't, and I always tell this to photographers and videographers and everybody in that side of it. I can't be where I am today if you don't capture it well. Like I'll never forget. Like one of our bigger weddings that went viral for a minute was this Texas wedding, and the photographer had. I don't think he was able to be there. I don't remember if he was on the side of the room and he had his number two there or something. And I remember looking at this woman, and I looked her dead in the eye. I'm like, You literally have 17 seconds to make sure the whole world talks about us. Like, we are nothing. This event never existed without you and what you're about to do. And we had this massive flip for an hour. We removed a bunch of floors. Like, people left the ceremony. We actually went down in floors. We removed the floor that people were standing on to reveal a new floor with like 250,000 rows. Like, really insane. And like, and I'm like, you need to get this. Like, please don't mess this up. Like, I need you. And I remember that moment so vividly in my head. And till this day, like, I remember clenching her hand, like when I was begging her. I still feel her hand, and she made us what we are today. Honestly, like that one photograph like did so much for us. And I mean, part of a lot of, I don't want to take away from anyone else who's helped and attributed to our success, but I just remember that being such a vivid moment that we rely on you guys so much. And I didn't know her. I don't know her skill set. I don't know if she gets paid $100,000 to shoot a wedding or if she gets paid $1,000 to shoot a wedding. It made no difference. She captured a moment that will live on forever in so many people's minds, and there's no price on that.
No, there's no price on that. I think it's so cool to be able to kind of look back at your career and kind of being able to like pinpoint that one quote unquote like big break that you've had because so many of us have those moments. And if you're unprepared for the big break, then it can kind of flop. But if you are prepared and know how to approach it, it can be something that absolutely springboards your business. And it's so fun to hear that story. Actually, that's like a very natural segue into what I wanted to talk about today. You guys, Josh has not been prepped on what we were wanted to discuss. So we were kind of blindsiding him a
I
little
liked
bit.
it. I liked it. Just so you guys know, like, respectfully, they were about to give me the lowdown and be like, "Hey, just so you're not blindsided, this is what we're talking about today." And I'm like, "No, just blindside me. I feel like it'll be better TV. Let's go for it.
It's all about the show. Yeah.
Chill out.
So here we go.
Let's do it."
So many planners, photographers, filmmakers, designers, um, every single year have a big choice to make. I've definitely been in this position myself where we are approached by somebody of a higher status in society, whether that be a celebrity or an influencer, and they want us to do their weddings. And oftentimes that comes at a cost. We see all the time where people ask for things to be done for free. A few years ago, I had like a very minor celebrity reach out. It was an actor on 13 Reasons Why, and he was getting married. I have a whole story around that, but I remember you talking to me at Kindred about influencer marketing, and I wanted to hear your insights on that and what your thoughts are.
That's a great topic, by the way, and like,
Thank you.
what a good one. I don't think it's spoken about enough, to be honest, but I'm a huge advocate for this. Like, I think if you're not in the room, you don't have the wins that come out of the room. Like, you need to be in the room, and it doesn't matter how you get in the room, just get in the damn room. And I think too many of us in this industry are very happy with our success and where we are and feel comfortable and like have these rules or these boxes that we've created for ourselves that that say I can't do this because it doesn't fit into my plan. And I think influencer marketing is probably one of those things you're not thinking about necessarily at the beginning because so many people are asking you for pro bono work. Every planner, every designer is like, come shoot our work. And I know it comes at an expense to you. So the short answer is 100% dive in, like full body, don't even think about it, go. But you have to protect yourself. And I don't think that there's not a conversation like, oh, just go and don't even think about it, it's going to be great. I think you have to set yourself up for what ultimately is going to serve you. So your contract needs to be ironclad, number one. Number two, you need to make sure that whatever your investment is something that plays into your overall business strategy. I mean, I don't think enough of us think about that. I know going back 5 years ago, I just said yes to everything and probably cost me $400,000 or $500,000 at the end of the year. Did it make me back that money? 100%. But could I have afforded at that time to invest that kind of money? 100% not. But that's just the way I am. So I did that. But we're talking about from the photographer's standpoint or video standpoint. I think the cost of doing business is a little less. So I think at the beginning, and you're not making as much back by getting that next big gig because you're not jumping from a $10,000 client to an $80,000 client because you did an influencer's wedding. I think you need to plan ahead like any business and be like, how much money am I allowing myself to invest in myself this year between time, weekends and financial obligations to second shooters, third shooters, editors, wherever your costs are. And once you plan that, I would look for the opportunities to say yes, 100%. When I will tell you selfishly, every photographer that's ever thrown themselves out of after doing our work for pro bono, I automatically feel responsible to give them work. Like I just do. I feel responsible to recommend them. I feel responsible to make sure they get fed. Like personally, I don't know that everyone else does that. I can't speak for other designers. I don't know how other people take things. Maybe some people do feel like, woe is me, I deserve this. I don't feel that way. And I want to give back. You know, when people stop their life to come shoot something for me to make me look good, and ultimately, yes, we're gonna post them and it'll be great. I feel a personal responsibility to making sure that they're winning.
Yeah. No, that's so great to hear. I think too that you said at the beginning of that answer is if it fits in with your strategy. I think that's an absolute key word that not enough people are really thinking about. Like, what is your strategy for growing your business? And guys, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't really have a strategy, well, it's probably time we put one in place, and Kelly and I can help you with that. We shouldn't be just going about business day in and day out, putting our head down and getting the work done. You need to really be future focused and think about what you want and how you're going to get there. What I see a lot in Facebook groups, and it kind of irks me a little bit, where people bash the idea of doing celebrity or influencer weddings at little or no cost, thinking that the ROI will come from that People magazine feature, which I think is an absolute miss, at least for photo video. I don't think anybody reading the guy who was in 13 Reasons Why is wedding on People is going to look at who did the video and then want to hire them. I don't think that's how it works. I think what you said actually is the perfect fit for this. It's getting in the room, and who else is there capturing that actor's wedding? Who else is there? You know, you're networking with the high level photographer, you're networking with the planner, the designer, the stationer, the florist, all those people, and you're hitching your wagon to those people. I think that's where the leverage comes from. That's where the ROI is. It's not from the People magazine feature itself necessarily.
I think it could go both ways. I'll play a little bit of both sides on this. Number one, I do think that there is a part of our business that needs to not be calculated. I do believe that. I think you have to follow your gut. I think you need. I built my entire business on not thinking about a strategy, just putting it out there. I know that completely goes against everything you just said. I did. I said yes to every opportunity. I pushed myself in every room, but the strategy was, which I guess subconsciously I always had one, but it was never a planned strategy, which was just get to know everybody and let everyone get to know you. I think the foundation of our business, besides talent, which is important, is who are you? And people connect to people, and they're going to hire you for your personality. So like to hitch onto what you just said is that yes, if you're in a room with the best photographer in the world, whatever that even means, okay? But your personality shines, and you're a calming force, and you're sweet, and you're easy, and then you also get the shot. There's a good chance that planner, the celebrity's best friend, the sister, the mom, well, it's always the sister, but there's a good chance that you'll get a good opportunity just because or from that. And I think that you can't dismiss those pieces, and you can't dismiss those opportunities. You have to find ways to capitalize. So you already got in the room. Now you're there. You said yes. So yes, you're shooting, and yes, you'll get the People magazine moment. And no shade on People magazine. I've gotten a lot of business. It's great clout from People magazine. I will tell you, if you do a killer shot, it doesn't matter what magazine you're in, as long as you're credited at the bottom, which technically only goes to photo. They may not be reading the rest of the article that says video and florist and designer and planner. Unless, and this is where strategy does come into play, where I said protect yourself. You have it in writing that when People does the feature, they're going to do a segment or piece on the videographer or on, I don't know that it always works for video, but it works for designers and it works for planners. So if you protect yourself in that way, or the day that People magazine comes out, you put into your contract with your influencer saying, that day, I need you to go online and do a story thanking me. Or, you know what I mean? Those kinds of moments where like now we're capitalizing, and not only are you about to post on your social that I did this wedding and it just was featured in People, but then you're reposting the influencer who's thanking you for the photo, video, and People. So now everything kind of comes together. This is what I mean by protect yourself. Do the wedding, get the event, get in the room, but put yourself in a position to win beyond that.
And that's the
Capitalize.
strategy I'm talking about. That's great.
That's what it is. That's what you need to do. And I think people are so honored by the opportunity, which again, I am too. We do a lot of influencer weddings. We do a lot of celebrity events, whether they're, I don't think I've had any well, I've had one A-list, I think, maybe two, but mostly BCD. And I mean that with all due respect to all the BCDs in the world. To me, you're an A+, just saying. So listening to this, there's no shade on that either. But the point is that not everyone's interested in those stories all the time. And even like the people that we're working with even this year that are not, they have an amazing following. So it makes no difference if they're J-Lo or they're someone who came off of 13 Reasons Why. How many people are following them? What does their following look like? What are they doing? How did they tie into your network? Are people following their wedding? Maybe sometimes it's a conversation before, which I do all the time. It's talk to them. What is your strategy from now when you're hiring me and I'm saying yes till the wedding about talking about your event? Because the more you talk about it, the more people will follow, and the more people that are following you talking about your wedding, that's my clientele. So how many times are you dropping our name between now and the People Magazine, you know, editorial?
The one secret weapon that propelled me and my business into the luxury market, my website. And truth be told, I have never had a custom website made for me. I am a huge fan of templates, and there's truly no better place to buy a website template than Tonic Site Shop. Unlike any other template on the market, Tonic Site Shop website templates elevate and transform the way you show up online. They're super simple but highly customizable plug-and-play templates for Show It websites have truly transformed my business and allowed me to showcase my brand in the best light possible, all while attracting high-quality clients and wedding planners to inquire with me, resulting in hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of bookings that I'm confident would not have been possible without a polished website template like the one that I got from Tonic. You can grab your own website template at tonicsiteshop.com and use our code LEVELUP15 for 15% off your purchase. Again, that is code LEVELUP15 for 15% off your website template from Tonic Site Shop. So get started by elevating your online presence with a Tonic Site Shop template for your website today. Yeah. No, oh my gosh, this is like kind of mind blowing. I think that most people think that when they're approached by a client, a planner, whoever, like they're at the will of whatever they want. But when somebody's asking you for a favor, essentially, I feel like you do have a new layer of negotiation power. And I think that people think that negotiation mostly comes in the form of money, whereas what this is negotiation in the form of exposure and that kind of stuff, which they probably, I mean, you're never gonna. So somebody who asks you to do a wedding for free, a celebrity influencer, whatever, no one ever comes to the table with their best offer first. It's always something that comes from that negotiation. I feel like that back and forth. So I think it's cool that there's a little bit of wiggle room there to like make sure you're protected, you're getting what you need in order to make it worth it for you.
I think speak up. I mean, I think it's important. Now, do it kindly. I've been in a room with many egotistical maniacs that their work's better than yours and your work's better than ours, and I'm so worth so much money, la 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 la. Like, and I'm like just for people who don't see me, I'm using my hand as a shusher, like 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 shush. Like, I know you're special. We're all special. We get it, but we still need each other. So make it easy. I will tell you, I've seen many photographers and videographers removed from projects because they're difficult. And it's interesting because even the most professionals, some of the biggest ones in the business, the talk that happens around them and their process, it's not always so kind because you're getting the shot for the client, but you're losing the respect of all the vendors and teammates that you're getting in that you're dealing with throughout the process. And what do you think happens? Yes, you may get your 10, 12, 15 a year that you want, but I guarantee you there's another 10, 12, or 15 that would have been excellent ones for you that maybe you would have had a better choice there or sold at a higher value that you probably missed out on because you were a total utter jerk on site. So
It's true.
people
We have to
forget.
be so mindful of like how we treat people, how we show up on a wedding day, how we execute. Like it's not talked about enough.
What
Like
about
it's not
afterwards?
just, I think, what?
I'm going to cut you off because I have the best story. It's a,
Oh, go
it's a
ahead. Yeah,
juicy
do
one.
it.
It's a juicy one,
Okay.
and it's recent. And I'm gonna get really people are gonna be mad at me that I'm saying this. So I'm not putting names.
Ooh, I wanna know so bad.
It's a good story. It's a bad story, but a good story. It's a bad story for me. It's a good story for learning. And we all have to learn. No matter how great you are, nobody's jobs are perfect. I did an event recently where there was a big issue with the church flowers. It was not good. Anyway, we resolved it right after the wedding. We dealt with it. It was all dealt with. All great, good feels, clients, us. I mean, the best reception in the world. Like something dropped dead gorgeous out of a magazine. Like psycho, amazing, incredible. We had our hiccup. It sucked. We dealt with it. We moved forward, all of us. So what happened was is that my social media manager posted a photo, and she didn't tag the photographer for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's not something we usually miss. We're pretty good on social. We know what we're doing. So it was a miss. And then, and long story short, well, actually, I'm just say for the length it is because it's good. So that we post this story or this, I don't remember what the post, and not even 20 seconds later, well, maybe it was 10 minutes later, I don't know. The photographer reaches out on social. First the church, then this. No tag. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know better. I've never worked with this photographer in my life. Photos were gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. Never worked with them. Didn't speak to them. I wasn't at the event. They don't know me. They don't know who's running my social media account. They don't know who's running Birch. They don't know anything. This is their response to the Birch account is this post. I responded, "Hi. It would be a great idea to lead with benefit of the doubt. I'm sure my social media manager missed this, and it will be fixed immediately. Dot dot dot. Gorgeous photos, by the way." And then instead of like dropping it and being like, "Okay, good terms, fine, you kind of put me in my place, but okay," but maybe he or she, I don't even know what it was. I mean, I probably do know what it is, but I forgot, and I don't want to look into it. They said to me, responded saying, "This had to be intentional." Like double
What?
clicked on it.
Oh, they have
Um,
a chip on their shoulder.
and I'm like,
Oh,
this is a boo moment. Like this is like where if you're doing sound effects on this podcast, like just boo sound. Like don't be those people, guys. Like just don't be those people. Like don't be those people. The relationship, like that's what this business is. That's what we're looking for. We're hiring people that make us look good. We're hiring people that are all in teammates. We're hiring people who we want and recommending people. Forget hiring. I don't even do the hiring. I'm not the planner, but like we're referring and backing up the decision of a planner or a bride that's reaching out to us for the first time saying, "Who do you think I should work with? Give me some photographers." Like we're backing up your reputation. Do you think that I'm going to stop for a second and be like, "Oh yeah, let me give you the one that actually cursed me out on social because we made an honest mistake because we're human beings, like it happens." You know what I mean? Like that kind of ties back to the protect yourself, the get in the room, like understand the value of yourself in a room. And when you're negotiating, going back to that topic, sorry, I do this a lot, like weave through things. But going back to what you were saying before about negotiation power, just remember that the way that you come across is the way that you'll be received, and your opportunity that day, even by the way, if your negotiations are too strong and it doesn't work out on this one, make sure you leave them wanting you for the next. Like don't close the doors. The turn down are just as important as the closers. Like they're just as important. When they walk away from the conversation with you, you don't want them to be like that jerk, but my client wants them. You don't want them to say maybe they think they're better than they actually are, and anyone will take this opportunity. So even if it's not an opportunity for you and you have to turn it down for whatever reason, doesn't fit in your strategy or anything like that, be very mindful of the way you leave the conversation is the impression that you're going to leave with whoever asked you for that favor, and you want them to remember you the next time. Because maybe the next time you won't have as much business, and maybe the next time you won't be as busy, and maybe the next time you will have the opportunity to do it for free. So or it will be a paid gig, which would be the win. But yeah, be mindful.
I mean, they say that people don't always remember what you did or what you said, but they remember how you made them feel, and I feel like this is a prime example. And I mean, okay, I think the internet's, like, so wonderful, but it has, like, some drawbacks, and one of those is, like, we're so conditioned to be so instantaneous, and nobody well, not nobody. A lot of people don't sit on responses long enough, like, really thinking it through, like, before they hit send, and I think that could be really detrimental if you could be somebody who maybe is quick to anger, or you're just like an agitated individual, or maybe you're going through a season in your life where you're a little stressed, and so you have that like hairline trigger, like on the anger issues or whatever. I feel like that can come across really poorly online, especially like you can't hear people's like tone of voice either when you're typing it out, so like maybe you're being sarcastic, but like it's not being received that way.
No, but I don't even know if I'd say anger. I think it's literally just, to me it translates to ego. And like, if I don't want to hang out with ego, not for me. Not for me. I don't subscribe.
Yeah. Well, I think that's such important advice for people to really reflect on continually, not just this year, but the years ahead, that how you show up, how you make people feel, how you respond in certain situations means so much. And like Josh, you said it a while back, but like this relationship is all about relationships. Who the relationships are, how you are perceived as an individual, and who you are to others. So, I'm glad you said that because I think a lot of people rely on our work alone, thinking our work is what's going to like hold us on this pedestal when there's a lot of talented people out there. There's so many talented people out there, but who's the right fit for that client? Who's going to execute gracefully, intentionally, really, really well? That's usually the one that like wins out at the end.
I'll tell you, I say this a lot, and I don't think anyone in the photography world likes it. But it's a very saturated market at the moment. So, and I'm an ignorant human when it comes to photography. I just am. Like, I don't really get it, to be honest. Like, I love it. I appreciate it. I respect it. It's an art form. And I was just having this conversation at another conference with a bunch of photographers at dinner. And again, nobody liked that I was saying this, because then I put my art, and I'm like, but art is in the eye of the person receiving it. So I don't really like, we were talking about a very famous photographer and the fact he shoots incredible work. But I'm like, if you were really in a safari, any of you, this is what I said to the class. If any of you guys were in a safari and you had a beautiful bride walking through the grass, the dried, beautiful, stunning landscape of Africa, in an Oscar de la Renta dress, in the most gorgeous veil, and a lion happens to be walking by you in a lake and splashing water, any of you guys would go viral in 2 seconds. What is offering you that opportunity is who you are, how much you show up, how kind you are, how professional you are, how much follow up you do. It has nothing to do with what happens behind your lens. Every single person in that room could have gotten that award winning shot. I think, I don't know. Again, not my field. You may disagree with me. I don't know. But as an ignorant person who only sees the final outcomes of the really most beautiful events, and we're looking at events all over the world every day. I talk social more than most people do. I literally live on Instagram wanting to see everyone's work. And I think we give too much power to the end result and not enough power to what got us in the room. And I think that, and I know I keep saying that, it's kind of like cliche at this point, but I think that that's you, as this field, that you guys, the people who are listening to this podcast, and hopefully all the others, whatever field you're in, whatever industry you're in, if you are in our world, if you're not in our world, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's how do you get that opportunity? How do you give yourself that good fortune of getting to the planner who takes you to Africa to give you that award-winning opportunity to take that picture, or photo, sorry. Picture is a bad word. Photo, so like, I think people need to give more power to the meetings, the conversations, the lunches, the dinners, the showing up, the free work, the offerings, even if it's not free work, the taking pictures of the taking photos of people, someone's team, and headshots of someone's team, or the things that maybe you might have some time for that are investment into whatever opportunities you're going to get. So like I constantly drill home this message. because I think it deflates ego and it reminds people that no matter how freaking awesome you are behind the lens, well, did you leave me with a feeling, like we were talking about before, of I want to hire you to give you the opportunity to get behind the lens to begin with? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
No, it's like the sum, it's like the whole of all the parts or whatever. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
make like a ball and
There
a
is a saying
sphere.
like
Like
that. I don't know.
imagine a pie chart or something.
A pie chart. It's all equal. I actually find that the end result, and by the way, that's what Birch is built on. It's built on process. It's so funny. Like people are like, oh, but you're traveling, you can't focus on my work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't focus on your work. I'm like, it's the same amount that I put in the same amount of hours into other people's work, regardless of whether or not I'm on a plane or on a train or at home in my bed. Like my team is busting ass every day, making sure you have an amazing experience and overwhelming like process so that when you get to the day of the wedding, you feel so secure, you feel so good, you feel so excited that everything's amazing. Not just, oh, well, my flower is actually as pretty as I was hoping. You know what I mean? And I think we all kind of have to do a better job. Well, or continue doing a great job if you already are, focusing on that process equally, if more importantly, than the end result.
Absolutely. For those of you listening and you're thinking, I want to get in the room more, or once I'm in the room, I want to make sure it's an absolute home run so that my name is being put into conversations in a really good light for more amazing opportunities to come my way, so that maybe one day I will be shooting a bride in Oscar de la Renta in Africa with a lion who just happens to be walking by. Or maybe that's not your jam and you just want to be regarded as like the premium photographer in your local market. Really quickly, just want to give a quick plug. Kelly and I are actually about to launch a brand new round of the Luxury Mastermind, which is the 12-week exact framework that you need in order to take your business from mainstream to the luxury market. I think that so many people are hesitant to hop into our mastermind program when we are getting into the throes of wedding season. It starts in May and it does take us all the way through the summer, but I actually think there's no better time to be in a program that's going to teach you the ins and outs of building your business and making the absolute most of the weddings you do have this summer or this year or this fall to set yourself up for an amazing 2026 year. If you go into this season treating these weddings that you already have on the books the same way you did last year, you're not going to grow. You're going to be stuck in the same cycle of frustration, booking the same quality of weddings at the same price point over and over and over. So something absolutely has to change. So we're about to open the doors, but if you want to hop in and secure your seat, you can go to thelevelupco.com/mastermind and RSVP early. You can secure your seat, and by RSVPing, you get a one-on-one spot with Kelly or myself. It's a 60-minute sit down coaching session. And this is the only place we offer individualized coaching in this capacity is by RSVPing for Mastermind. So just wanted to give that quick plug. If all of this is resonating with you, this might be something that you want to pursue here in 2025. And yeah, my plug is over.
I love
We
it.
can move on.
Well done. It was a good one.
Um,
I was like listening.
you were
Did
talking
we record
you were
it?
talking a little bit, Josh, about the process.
Yeah.
And pretty early on, I guess, in my career, and I think that everybody should do this too, is that when the client receives that final beautiful gallery or that perfectly cinematic wedding film, whatever it is, you have to remember that they're going to view it through the eyes of how you as the professional, the creative part of that creative team made them feel on the wedding day. If you were like an egotistical maniac and bossing everybody around or not, making the client feel their best or demanding certain things through the creative team or through the client, like I just feel like they're going to head into experiencing that full gallery or experiencing that film with kind of a jaded perspective. And so I've always been like, if we can take care of the client as best we can on the wedding day and make that experience and that process so seamless, easy, and enjoyable, then they're going to love the final product. Like they're going to be like, I loved doing this, or I loved working with Josh the entire time. Sure, if there were like a little hiccup or two along the way, that's okay because I love him as a human. I love who he is. I love who his team is. And like, I think that there's so much more grace to be given when people realize that like you're a good person. who wants the best for them in their beautiful event, and the outcome of that is going to be so well received because of the process.
I 200% subscribe to everything you just said. It's walking in on the green. Like, I remember when I first started my business, I moved into this location and I thought it was like the bomb. I thought it was amazing. I thought there was nothing better in the whole world. And I had a swinging desk. Like, I thought I was so cool. Like, I hung my desk from the ceiling. Most people needed like Dramamine to sit at that desk. But um, I thought it was so cool, and to me, it was like it was a conversation starter. And I'll never forget, this lady walks into my office. I remember her name, I remember her face, I remember what she was wearing that day. And she sat down, and when she didn't even make eye contact. Oh, she was making direct eye contact with me, and then as she's making direct eye contact with me, she's using her finger, and she's rubbing it across the top of my desktop like this. And then she just took her finger in front of my face, reaches over my desktop, and sprinkles the dust that came off of my desktop in my face. And she goes, "We're starting on the red." I said, "Excuse me?" She goes, "We're starting in the red." And I'm like, I was young. I was like 23 or some 24. And she goes, "If you don't care about yourself, how can I expect you to care about me?" And I was like, "Ooh, okay, spicy. Tell me more." she's like, she's like, so I asked her because, again, I'm not afraid to ask questions. I was just like, "What made you do that?" She goes, "I saw it when I walked in." She goes, "That is a detail that you're not supposed to miss being in the seat you're in. Like, if you don't care about keeping your own desktop clean, how do you think I'm going to feel about the way you place my menu cards? Like silly things that matter." And it was such a big moment for me. And since then, I've adopted that saying of, "How do we walk in on the green?" Because she said to me the whole time, she's like, "We got there, but we started in the red." And I was like,
Mm.
"Hmm." She goes,
I've
"Didn't
never heard of that phrasing before, starting on the green or starting on the red.
it's starting
I love
in,
that.
in the green or in the
Oh,
red."
in.
Starting in.
Or maybe it's on. I don't know. I think I might be making it up, but it doesn't matter. This is what I've adopted. I've spoken about it the whole time because that continued in when I got my first partner. He came in and he saw how shitty my home was. Not my home, but my office was, which again I thought was a bomb. And he's like, he goes, "Nobody's spending a lot of money here." And I said to him, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You walk in, you're in the red." He's like, "You're in the red." And I'm like, "Oh my God, this red thing." Like, all of a sudden, like red and green, like me, stoplights changed my life now. Like, everything is like, can you go? Will you go? Will you go full, throttle, or you're gonna go, or you're gonna stop, you're gonna pause, you're gonna be worried, you're gonna be cautious. Red, green. Are you walking in on a red, or are you walking in on a green? That's it. If you go back to the conversation we're having at the beginning, like about being a jerk, and again, I think we're taking it a little extreme, or not being your best version of yourself, and that causes pause, then you're already in the red for the rest of the entire experience, that whoever you were in the red for that day. And you can undo it. Sometimes you can call back and be like, "That wasn't my best day. It wasn't my best performance. Like, I could have done better. I just had this whole thing at home. Whatever. We all have personal lives that we're bringing into other people's hotel rooms that are getting ready for the happiest day of their life, and we have to be the energy that makes them happy. Beyond, again, they're not going to see your photos for another, hopefully, 24 hours, but more than likely another 2 to 3 weeks or months. So how do you make them feel going through that? Like, you have to put yourself on pause. You have to put your life on pause. You have to shut off, like a surgeon when they go into surgery. Like, we may not be saving lives, but what we're doing is really creating a memory that really sticks with them forever. Like, it matters. It actually matters, and your energy affects that. So be a positive force. Be a memorable person. Be a memorable feeling. So that when you leave the room, everyone else in that room, every bridesmaid, the hair, the makeup team, the venue, the vendor, the planner, whoever else, me dropping off the bouquet to say, have the best day. I'm so excited for you to see this magical room that we've been working so hard on for you. Everyone walks away saying, "That person, I want to be around that person," regardless
So
of
good.
number to see the shot.
Yeah. No, that's so good. I think we've been talking a lot this year about how a lot of photographers and filmmakers, I mean, we are artists, cue cue the stars and all like the fun fluff.
Well, Josh, this has been Such an insightful conversation. I think this is going to be one that people kind of like chew on and marinate for a while. Really just reflecting on how they want to show up on the wedding day. Or even like we talked about earlier on in the episode, how they maybe want to welcome new marketing and strategy opportunities of just getting in the room and then ensuring that being in the room was a positive experience for everybody around them. Thank you for your time. Again, it was so lovely meeting you at Kindred in the beginning of this year. Can you tell us where the listeners can find you?
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. This has been so much fun. You can find us at Birch Event Design on Instagram and TikTok. You can find us at birchevents.com. And yeah, like coming out with us. We're really like all the time live on social pretty much every day, just posting ourselves, doing what we do. So come along for the ride, come along for the journey. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of craziness, but that is what sums up our crazy business and industry. But this has been really amazing. Topic was hot. I love the topic. Well done. And I really hope whoever's listening is able to take something away from this. And I hope that I have the opportunity to work with you. And one day you tell me, I'm so excited to be in this room with you because of that conversation. So here's to hoping.
Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. Please help us reach more filmmakers and photographers like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it to social media. And don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.